Morning, everyone. I'm going to put together this quick tutorial to show you a great way to use Google and Adobe products to help support learners who are having trouble reading and really understanding and digesting heavy, dense, grade level reading materials. We know from studies that students can comprehend readings that are up to 2 levels above their own reading level if they are spoken to them. And so I'm going to use a couple of different apps to show you a way to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is to get this all set up, you're going to need a couple things. You're going to need a Google Doc. You are going to need to download this little extension right here. It's called ReadWrite for Google Chrome. The feature that we're going to be using is free, so you don't have to worry about any of the premium features on this, although you can buy them if you'd like. I'm going to need Adobe Acrobat Pro ready to go, and I'm also going to need this, which is going to be the document that we're trying to read in class. So in this case, it's just the first page of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So what I'm going to do to start with is we're going to take this document that I want to print out and hand to my students, and I'm going to create an electronic version in Google Docs. And the way I'm going to do that is go to Adobe Acrobat. I'm going to open that file, which is on my desktop. So I go to Desktop, I select it here, I hit Open. It's now open in Adobe Acrobat. I am then going to save it as other, and in this case save it as a Microsoft Word doc, which is going to allow me to copy paste it into my Google Doc. And I'm just going to title it Word doc to find it, because Adobe Acrobat is a great way to edit a PDF or to turn it and convert it into something else. Now, the trick is that as long as the text is of good quality, I should get a pretty clean port. You can do this with other PDFs like photocopies. Sometimes, depending on the quality of the photocopy, you may have to do some editing, but let's see how this did. So here's the doc that I created. It's on my desktop. You can see it right there. I'm going to open it up in Word, and I am going to see how it's saved. And I look here, and look at that. I would say that's pretty darn perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy this, File, or Edit, Copy. I'm going to close this version. I don't need it anymore. I'm also going to close my PDF. I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to paste it into my Google Doc. And here it is. So now I can share this with my student. Oh, you can see there's a couple places where you might have to do some editing because you don't want to have broken words in here. So just a couple spots. But the good news is that they get underlined. All right, there we go. So now we have this and we're ready to go. So what we're going to do is click on Read Write. The toolbar is going to come down, and the feature that we're going to use is this one right here, which is just play. And if you hear this, it's just going to basically read the doc back to the student.
In the bosom of one of those spacious coves which indent the eastern shore of the Hudson, at that broad expansion of the river denominated by the ancient Dutch navigators the Tappan Zee, and where they always prudently shortened sail, and implored the protection of St. Nicholas when they crossed, there lies a small market town of rural Poort, which by some is called Greensburg, but which is more generally and properly known by the name of Tarrytown.
I can pause it up here. So you can see that it did a pretty good job of reading everything. You can also slow it down in the settings if you want to, if you think it goes too fast. But I like that it also highlights the words as they're spoken, which helps the students make a connection between the word itself and how the word sounds. So that's a really easy way to just give a little bit of extra support to students who may need a little bit more when reading.